Okay, so in this video we are going to work with Git and we'll see what exactly Git is. So Git is basically used to serve as a central system where we will be putting our code and then we will be fetching, so that whenever we are working in a team, then all of us, means all the team members, will be pushing and pulling, they can keep updating and they can keep fetching, something like that, so that they will have their project in sync with other team members. And for that purpose we use Git. So Git is nothing but we can consider it as a central location, and from there we will be retrieving the uh, I mean that project from the Git. So let's see how we can do and how this can be achieved. So for that one, there is required we created a repository there, means we'll be creating one repository there, and inside that repository we will be keeping the our project. A repository is similar like a folder, or we can consider it as a directory. So let's create a repository where we will keep our sample any file, and we'll check like how we can push and how we can pull from the server. So let's get started. I have already my Git account created. In case if you have not, so first create your Git account using your email ID and then we'll work. So to work with Git, first of all you will have to create your Git repo, and for that I already have few already created. So to create the repository, we'll click on this new button and then we'll give the repository name. This repository name could be anything, but it should not be the something which is already existing in your repository. So hence it is saying the star asterisk mark, you can see that mark is saying it is required field. So we will be giving the repository name. I am giving is test. Then this is the description, which you can see it's self-explanatory, it's an optional, so we are not going to put any message. However, if you want, you can put the message over here. Then you can choose which one you want. If you want private, then others will not be able to access, you will have your full control. But if you are selecting public, in that case anybody can access your repository and they can take the code or they can see your repository. So for now we'll keep public itself. Now initialize this repository. If you don't want, then you can skip. If you want, once you select this one, it will be creating a file called readme.md. If you don't select, in that case it will be not taking readme.md in your repository. Once done, we can click the create repository and we are done with the repository creation. So since I selected this one readme.md, means that checkbox I click, I am getting this folder, and then this test file folder is now initiated with this file, and for now there is no extra file. Now we have to work with this Git, I mean this repository. So what we will do, first we will clone this repository in our local server. So how we can do, we'll click on this code and then we'll copy. Same thing could be copied from this link bar. If you don't want, then you can click from here itself, just click on this icon and it will get loaded, I mean it will get copied. Now click here and then we'll use the command git clone and then URL. So we'll paste the URL and we'll hit enter. As soon as we'll hit enter, this will start cloning, and for now there is no files existing in that repository. Hence we will not be getting any file except readme.md. So let's see what all the things we got on this execution. So if we'll hit ls command, where using which we will see all the files or directories present in this demo working directory. So I see this test, and this is nothing but the same repository which we have cloned using this one. So now we'll mount on this one test, we'll hit enter and then we'll check ls. Since it is already linked to the repository, it is coming to master, means by default we are on master branch. Then if we hit ls, we will get this read md file, and this read md file is nothing but is coming from the server. This readme md file we are able to see there in our local server also. Since we cloned, we got a copy of that one. Now as a next step, what we will do, we will be creating a file here, and then we'll try to see whether we can put it on GitHub server or not. If yes, what are all the process that we can follow. For that one, we will be creating a simple demo file, maybe a test one. So I'm going to create a file called touch test. Okay, yeah, test.txt file. It's created. Now we'll edit little bit. Nano is the editor using which we will be editing this one. So test.txt, once I hit this command, it will open the nano editor with the test.txt file. I will put any greeting message, will something like welcome to Git learning. Will hit control x y and then enter. This way we will get out of the nano editor. Now we are done with this part. Nano test.txt means if we'll hit ls, then now we will be able to see another file test.txt. Now assume we have to upload this test.txt. So what we can do, let's work on that one. To upload this test.txt, we'll have to understand first the trees we have in our local system. So for that one, let me explain you this diagram. This is our repository. Okay, so this first part you see is the local one, means we will have local repository. Sorry, it's repository, not repositor. Consists of three trees. First one is working tree, then index tree, then head tree, and then finally it will get to the server using git push command. So what is this working directory? Working directory is nothing but the directory in which currently we are working. So if you see the test is the last directory where we are working. So for now you can consider test is the working directory. Then this is index tree. What is index tree? Index is also considered as a staged area where our file will get and save. It means once we will hit the command git add, it will move the file from the working directory to index tree, and let's see how exactly it happens. So we'll come here and then we'll use the command git add, and then we'll put the file test.txt. Since this time only we are interested in putting this on the server, so we'll put command like this. But before this one, I will suggest to run this command git status once to check what is the status. So the status you see test.txt. You can see after running this git status, you will get to know the master branch, means in which branch currently you are working on. That branch name you will see, which is master here, and then you will see all the list of files you recently created and which is not there on the server. So for now test.txt, this is coming in red color. It says it is currently in working directory and it is not in a staged area or index tree. If you want to put it into the staged area or indexed area, we'll use git add and then test.txt. Once we'll hit enter, it will say this is a warning which basically tells whether lf is works in linux, and which has been replaced with crlf, means carriage return line feed, which is just to indicate what is the end of the file. So we have nothing to do here, but it has been executed successfully. Means if you relate with this diagram, now the test.txt has been moved from this working